And then all of a sudden we're here. And there was like 15 of us. And we're working in these like little rock and roll clubs and EDM clubs. And we're doing sold out shows. And the rest of the country's completely shut down. You can't even do stand up indoors. And they all heard about Austin, that we were all out here. And then Ron White's like, you got to open up a club. And so it's like, okay, let's open up a fucking club. And then we bought this building and started. We actually had a building that we bought before that was owned by a cult.
Really?
Yeah, there's a documentary on the cult called Holy Hell. You should watch it. It's pretty crazy. This guy came from West Hollywood, and right after Waco, when the Cult Awareness Network started cracking down all these cults after Waco burned down and the feds killed everybody, they moved out to Austin. The cult leader changed his name, got a new name, moved to Austin, and built a theater so he could dance in front of his followers. And, and that was the theater I bought to start a club in.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, my cousins were the federal marshals in Waco, and they knew Koresh.
Wow.
And they had told the ATF, they said, we were just there 3 days ago. Like, they could be whatever they are, but they're permitted up. And they were driving down I-35, and he looked up and saw these 3 choppers, and he knew exactly what was going on. And by the time he got to the Koresh compound, those guys had already been killed. But he knew David, and he went up to maybe it was a week or 2 later. I can't remember how long they held up in there. But he said, let me just go talk to Koresh and see if I can get any of these women and kids out. And he didn't. He walked up, knocked on the front door, and took like 30 of them out.
Wow.
Before they just torched that place.
Yeah, they did torch that place. And they denied doing it, too. There's video footage of the tanks.
Tank driving right there. Oh, what does?
Driving in and shooting flames into the buildings. They just fucking lit everybody on fire.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't even know what started it. It was like one Fed showed up and then they got shot at or something happened.
Well, I know 4 were killed in the first when they went to hit that place. I think like 9 got shot. I know we can pull it all up and look. But,
yeah.
You know, at that time, there was this big panic about militias. You know, because at the same time, you got Ruby Ridge happened right around the same time.
Right.
You had all these, and the FBI was just getting kind of, ATF, kind of getting spanked in spots. And they were trying to clean up their image or prevent whatever. And that was their mission du jour, was like get rid of all these militias.
Yeah.
And you know, surprising little overreach on the government's.
Little overreach. But also, like, every cult starts the same way. Seems like a good idea. We're going to do things right. What's wrong with society? Let's fix it. Let's all commune together.
Well, they all start like this. First, you need a like a Jim Morrison adjacent looking
right
wannabe rock star actor.
Yes.
Right? Who's so wildly narcissistic and yet charming that he can convince him shit like, I need your wife.
Yes.
But I need you here to do the garden.
Yes.
And then he becomes his own god. And then he's going to pick a date where all this shit's going to go wrong. The world's going to end, and I'm going to show you salvation. That day's going to pass, and then we need another problem until they wing that out and get a bunch of machine guns.
The guy out here, his name was Jaime Gomez, and he was a gay porn star and a hypnotist. That was the guy who started. So, how do you think that worked out? So one guy in like 2000 or the early 2000s he left the cult and sent out a mass email that was like, hey, this guy's been hypnotizing me and fucking me for the last 10 years. And then everybody was like, I thought it was just me. That's the guy. But when he was young, when he got old,
it looked like a model.
Oh, when he was young, he was beautiful. He was beautiful. He had like a chiseled body. He was a yoga instructor. I think that's how he started. He was an actor. He was in Rosemary's Baby. He was like an extra in Rosemary's Baby. But when he started the cult, it really just kind of started out as a yoga class, and he was very charismatic and convinced these people that there was a different way to live, and like just like that. I'm sure you've seen Wild Wild Country.
No.
You never seen that? Oh,
No.
my God. It's fucking amazing. It's a Netflix series about this cult that took over a town in Oregon.
Yes, I do know.
Yeah,
what
and
this is.
they poisoned everyone in the town. They shipped in homeless people so that they could vote. So they took homeless people and they brought them into the cult so that they would be a part of the community and they could vote. And then they just took over the fucking town. And then once they did that, they kicked the homeless people out. And it's a wild.
If I wrote that
documentary
screenplay,
series.
people would say that that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of those. Well, that's the craziest thing about 1883